In this lesson, we're going to learn about the default SOLIDWORKS interface. So what you see on the screen now is the default SOLIDWORKS interface without any documents open. It's identifying itself as SOLIDWORKS 2013, both on the main screen and in the lower left-hand corner. The first area that we want to talk about is, starting in the upper left-hand corner, the SOLIDWORKS logo. Notice that when you put your cursor over the logo, the main menu flies out. If you want to keep this in place, which we will do here, just press on the push pin at the right-hand end of the menu. This also pushes out the toolbar. This is called the title bar toolbar, and it has several drop-down toolbars on it. This is the only toolbar that's available when there are no SOLIDWORKS documents open. It enables you to create new SOLIDWORKS documents, open existing ones, or change some of the settings in the main SOLIDWORKS program. Moving down the title bar, we come next to the SOLIDWORKS search window, which allows you to search several different areas, such as the SOLIDWORKS Help, SOLIDWORKS Knowledge Base, which is an online database of tech support questions and answers. It also allows you to search the Community Forum, which is a publicly available forum for people to ask and answer questions and just generally discuss SOLIDWORKS related issues. In here, you can also search SOLIDWORKS commands and your local hard drive or network drives for any of your SOLIDWORKS files or models. To the right of the search field is the SOLIDWORKS Help. I want to take a couple of minutes and talk here a little about the SOLIDWORKS Help. The drop-down arrow gives you access to a menu, and this is the same menu that you can get through the Help menu. Now, there are two types of SOLIDWORKS Help. The first is online help, and you know that you're getting the online help if you have a check next to the Use SOLIDWORKS Web Help option. The other type is just a local help file, which you get if you do not have this option checked. So let's take a look at the SOLIDWORKS Help. If the computer you're using does not have online access, then you won't be able to access the online help. If you need to search the online help, there is a search box at the top of the page. You can also browse to find the topic that you're looking for. And interestingly, there is a glossary available to look up keywords. Help has some other things that we're going to return to later, such as the tutorials, release notes, what's new, introducing SOLIDWORKS, moving from 2D to 3D, and licensing options as well, some of which we've already talked about. If you need to find your SOLIDWORKS serial number or your version of SOLIDWORKS, and you can't tell that from the main screen, then go to the About SOLIDWORKS menu entry. Beyond the help on the SOLIDWORKS title bar are the Windows controls, which you are mostly familiar with, except for the span displays. Span displays will help you if you're using a multiple monitor arrangement, and it's used in conjunction with window controls that for the individual documents that allow you to push one document window to the left and one document window to the right. These are very helpful, extremely useful, and a recent addition to SOLIDWORKS. On the right side of the SOLIDWORKS screen is what we call the task pane, and the task pane has several tabs that are available when you're using it. Let's click on one of these to expand the task pane. If you want to keep the task pane available at all times, you can again just click the push pin. The SOLIDWORKS Forum tab brings up some of the latest discussions on the SOLIDWORKS Forum. SOLIDWORKS Resources allows you to go through some of the documentation for beginners, as well as some of the tools that SOLIDWORKS users use frequently. And again, the community panel allows you to see the discussion forum, which is the same as the SOLIDWORKS forum. So that's 3 places SOLIDWORKS so far has pushed their discussion forum. The design library is a combination of standard components delivered with SOLIDWORKS as it installs and custom-built library components that you have assembled yourself. SOLIDWORKS gets you started with a few different types of library items. These can include anything from annotations to blocks to fastener hardware and sheet metal forming tools. The File Explorer allows you to explore your hard drive in the same way that Windows Explorer does. View Palette is something that we'll get into talking about when we're discussing drawings, but it allows you to pick views to put onto your SOLIDWORKS drawing. It makes view placement quick and easy. The Appearances, Scenes, and Decals tab enables you to select an appearance from a list, drag and drop it onto your model, or onto a part in an assembly. From here, you can also select the scene that you use as a background in SOLIDWORKS and place any decals that you may want to put on your SOLIDWORKS models. The final tab is the Custom Properties tab. This tab is to help you add metadata to your models to make them searchable and to fill out bill of materials fields on a drawing. We'll talk about this more in a later lesson. To get rid of the task pane altogether, let's just click on the push pin and then click in the main SOLIDWORKS window. At the bottom of the screen is the SOLIDWORKS status bar. Most items on the status bar cannot be used until you have a document open, so let's create a new SOLIDWORKS document. I'll go up to the New drop-down and select New. From here, I'll select Part and say OK. This is creating a new SOLIDWORKS Part document. With the new SOLIDWORKS Part document open, you see some more portions of the interface. First one I'll mention in the lower right-hand corner is the SOLIDWORKS tag icon. When you click on the tag icon, it allows you to enter tags for the current document. You can create tags for parts, assemblies, drawings, and sketches. Tags are like keywords attached to a particular item. It helps while you're doing searches. The next item on the status bar we can talk about is the unit system, indicator, and control. If you click on the arrow, SOLIDWORKS gives you the option to change your document units on the fly. Also on the SOLIDWORKS status bar are some areas which are now blank that help you while you're sketching. Let's open a new sketch and make use of this area. To open a new sketch, just right-click on the front plane and select the sketch icon from the context toolbar. Notice that SOLIDWORKS is indicating where my cursor is in 3D space. It's also telling me the status of my sketch, which it says is underdefined, and it tells me which sketch I'm working on. For example, right now I'm editing sketch 1. This is all useful information that you'll learn about in more detail in a later lesson.